Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back again to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. I hope you can see my face. Yeah, this hat I'm wearing here. I'll explain why I'm wearing this hat a little bit later on in the show. We've got some breaking news. Doesn't happen often, but we literally have some breaking news. It's not about poor old Ewan Timber, it's about somebody else. Somebody else. We've got another signing. Another signing? Another signing. We're going to get into this one on the other side of this music intro. Yes, welcome back again to Cannon for the TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Double header, a late, early evening show over here at least. What's it, 34 minutes to the hour of 5 p.m. It's going to be a short, sharp show. I'm going to be out and about to collect my wife from work. But whilst we're here, what you can do for me is just click the like button. That's all you've got to do. Click the like button. Oh, poor Yuri Timber over there, man. I feel sorry for him. But we're going to get to talk about him in just a little while. But meanwhile, we've got some breaking news. The news that I was hoping that we were going to hear yesterday even didn't come, but it's arrived now. What is the breaking news? Well, the breaking news is you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. You have to wait a little bit longer for this one, people. So what we're going to talk about now, we can probably talk about this player here. Where is he? Mohhamed Kudus. Is he coming? I don't think he'll be coming. Also, link Mohhamed Kudus is set to continue playing for Ajax at least, with a move to Brighton and at least to West Ham as well, seemingly falling through. After links to Arsenal earlier in the summer, Kudus briefly appeared to be off the market, as reliable reports confirmed Brighton had agreed a fee to sign the midfielder from Ajax. Yet the deal has since fallen apart with various suggestions as to why. There's been some talk about Kudus wanting a release clause or that Brighton couldn't agree personal terms. But what I can say for now is I don't think Kudus is going to be moving anytime soon. Now, we do have 2 weeks left remaining in the transfer window, so who knows what could happen between now and the 1st of September. But unfortunately, guys, Mohhamed Kudus for now will not be coming, has not signed, and maybe won't sign for Arsenal in the summer transfer window. We are already in the summer transfer window, but there's 2 more weeks to go. Now for the breaking. No, we're not there for the breaking news yet. We're not here for the breaking news. I got the feeling that I didn't read this news segment on the morning show. Anyhow, Arsenal star Gabriel Magalhães lined up for a shock Saudi Arabia transfer. I kid you not. The Brazilian transfer has been a mainstay of Mikel Arteta's defence since his arrival from Lille 3 years ago. I can't believe it's been 3 years already, man. And last season formed a promising partnership with William Saliba. Gabriel signed a new long-term contract 12 months ago, but was surprisingly an omission from Arsenal's side that began the Premier League campaign with a nervy 2-1 win over Nottingham Forest last weekend. Now, explaining the decision to reshuffle his rear guard to accommodate Eddie Nketiah, Arteta said it is every game demands different things, and Eddie Nketiah didn't play last game and has done very well in the pre-season, and he deserves to play. He's been really good and always been a threat. Every game needs different qualities. This is how we start the game, and we'll probably finish in a very different way. Now, Gabriel Magalhães was ultimately summoned from the bench in order to help the Gunners stave off a late Forest fight back. And it remains to be seen, according to the Mirror, whether Arteta would be open to allowing the centre half to leave. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. But a host of Premier League stars have already left for the huge riches of the Saudi Arabia temptation pot, with Liverpool and Chelsea in particular having profited from the sort of N'Golo Kante, Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, and Mahrez from Man City, and just a couple others as well. Just forget to come to mind. Ronaldo as well. But it's the money, isn't it? I mean, when is enough enough? But yeah, I don't think I read this segment from the earlier show, at least, if memory serves me well. The other news segment, no breaking news. We're not going to tell you the breaking news just yet. You have to wait a little bit longer. Talk about the breaking news as well as why I'm wearing this red and white hat. It's not for that reason you think it might be. It's not for that. It's for another reason. Who else do we want to talk about? I forgot now. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Euro and Timber. We could probably talk about Euro and Timber. Do we want to talk about Euro and Timber? We could probably talk about Euro and Timber. There's no real update apart from we know the issue. They always use that generic phrase. The player has an issue. It's not an issue. It's an injury. And as we found out, he sustained a knee ligament damage, which will probably keep him out for, I would say, best part of 6 months. So he's going to be out for the majority of the season. And it's what a shame. What a shame, because this player, I can see, has quality about him. I know there's something about, he's the shortest defender. To be honest, I don't care whether the shortest defender. It's about using the grey matter between your heads, yeah, and using your intelligence, positional play, and being aware of what's happening around you. But yeah, much the same, to be honest. Urin Timber, goodness, I just really, really feel for him. Timber, I'm sorry, man. We just wish you a speedily recovery. But don't come back too soon. You don't want to exacerbate the situation there. Come back when you're good and ready. Convalesce, relax, recuperate, and then when you're ready, we'll be waiting for you. It's like I know. I don't know Urin Timber. Don't know him. Don't know him. Now for the next news segment from the morning show. Fergie across the Mersey. This is an interesting one. Blueprint, Alex Ferguson on academy players. Now, Alex Ferguson has highlighted the importance of utilising young players for Manchester United at least, and spoke highly of Arsenal's Bukayo Saka as a blueprint for his former club to follow. Now, before Man United's win over Wolves, yeah, it was 1-0 win, and I heard there was some kind of fracas with a VAR. It's in the game. Now, Ferguson appeared on NBC Sports coverage in the United States. In conversation with Tim Howard, the legendary manager emphasised the importance of players setting high standards for themselves if they hope to join United. Additionally, Ferguson stressed the significance of the club identifying players whose profile aligns with the club. Now, well, for my take, people talk about when we had Ryan Giggs, Beckham, Scholes, Butt, the Neville brothers. People thought they made a great team, Ferguson said. But we made it a great team was the spirit that they created. They brought you a spirit, and they never forget you for giving them a chance in life. All the young players that you get, like Arsenal at the moment, you have got a lot of young players, Saka in particular, who will remember the manager who gave him his chance. That's the important thing. And it wasn't Mikel Arteta, it was Unai Emery. Ferguson emphasised that the sign of young players is only the beginning of the club's journey. The key lies in utilising the potential by putting them on the field. This builds trust between the coaching staff and scouts, paving the way for adding more players who align with the team's objectives. He went on to say, and I think that most clubs have very good scouting operations, but if a scout recommends a young player to you and you take him but don't play him, the scout's wasted, he added. You've got to have the confidence and the trust in your scouts to present this player to you. And if you're producing young players, give them a chance, because otherwise there's no point in having them. I thought, I don't like Ferguson. I didn't like him when he was manager of Man United. But I've got to say, he is spot on. Again, banging on about having players in the academy. What's the point if you can't give them the pathway or believe that they can make it into the first team? If you never feature them in the first team, there's no point in having them. Miguel Aziz, Charlie Patino loaned out again, second time in his career. Give them the opportunity. And I'm thinking, rather than spending that amount of money, We spent a lot of money on Declan Rice. A lot of money. Surely we could have probably had a Miguel Aziz. It would have been ripe time to prepare him to feature in the first team. No? Charlie Patino, rather than spending 30 odd million pounds on a Fabio Vieira, he could have been that player. Charlie Patino could have been that player. Spending money doesn't always solve problems. I mean, sometimes it does, but not all the time, especially when you've got young players who have been with Arsenal for 10 plus years. Who would you rather? Surely you would rather a player who has been with us for a long time, who knows the Arsenal way, who knows the system, rather than a player who you're hoping is going to hit the ground. Kai Havertz, sorry. Declan Rice, maybe it's more about the instructions that Mikel Arteta is sending him, but definitely a Fabio Vieira. Charlie Patino could have been that player for us. We spent a lot of money. A lot of money. Anyhow, so these have been the news segments currently running on this afternoon show over here. Again, second time running, double header. Oh my goodness. I'll get to why I'm wearing this hat in a minute. But now for the breaking news. The news we've all been waiting for. So it has been formally announced that Arsenal have eventually signed David Raya on a season-long loan. Initial £3 million with an option to make it permanent, which means we'll have to spend an additional £27 million. But David Raya, welcome. It says there, welcome to North London. Prime time, there's no problem with having two number one goalkeepers. Literally, that's going to be down to the manager. How he manages, two number one goalkeepers. There you go. Deal with it. There you go. So I will be doing a separate video just announcing and welcoming David Raya to the shores of Arsenal. The red and white of Arsenal. Red and white, I hear you say? Red and white. Now, the reason why I'm wearing this hat, I was told by my wife that my wife's aunties who came from Colombia via Mallorca, that they had some gifts for us. So my wife also received one of these hats, red and white, and a blouse top. I only got this hat. I was thinking, oh, well, red and white of Arsenal, brilliant. But since then, my wife said, we've got to do a video. Now, you might not be able to see it, or probably couldn't see it. Faber. And I said to my wife, what is that? Is that like a restaurant in Colombia? Is it a brand? What is it? And she said to me, no. What it is, it's the name of the new mayor of the town in Colombia where my wife was born, or where she grew up. No, where she was born. I thought, oh, that's great. But we've got to do a video. I think, I'm not doing a video. I don't even know the new mayor. I know your cousin, but I don't know the new mayor. So this is why I'm wearing this red and white. It's not anything to do with Arsenal, unfortunately. Welcome, David Raya to Arsenal. So what I need to do is I need to go into, I'm going to remove this very, very quickly. I need to go into our Twitter feed. I forgot to do that, didn't I? Oh my goodness. Sorry. All right, so somebody called Prince Chu Ameka has retweeted that we are live. And also, Jonathan Valencia, all the way out in Colombia. I think, Jonathan, I'm not sure, you're probably not having time to watch us, but if you are, Jonathan, thank you for retweeting that we are live. We've got to get you back on the platform, but I know you are so busy with your work, but it's okay. So that's that on our Twitter feed. Now I can go onto the platform, the YouTube platform that is, and I can actually tell you what are the figures. The figures for the latest poll so far is, can Arsenal sign any more players? Well, that's now redundant because they have done it now, haven't they? Anyway, just for sake, so this is a poll that we did this morning. Can Arsenal sign any more players? Choose only one, yes or no. 381 votes, thank you, 4 comments and 8 likes. 12% said no, and you got that wrong, didn't you? Yeah, you got that wrong. 88% said yes. Yeah, I would have been in the middle. I've been somewhere in the middle, but there you go. You can still comment if you want to. I have to think about doing another poll now. What's the poll going to be about? Give me time. Give me time. All right. Now I believe I can go into the live chat. Can I go into the live chat and see who's joining us on this double header of a show before I head out into the distance and go and collect my wife from work? Emerson again, first in, last out. Says after Alex, you said that Rice was not gonna come, but look what happens, and Kudus could be loan signing just like Raya's. So wait and see, as anything can happen. Yeah, anything can happen. At the end of the day, what do I want? I want my club, it's still my club, to prove me wrong. Yeah, I say things, I give predictions, and it's funny with my predictions, I'm almost always right, Emerson, because I said it was going to be 2-1 to Arsenal. What was your prediction, Emerson? What was your prediction? Yeah, but anyway, you're right. I did say he wasn't going to come. Okay. Glenwin says, Alex, hey, brother. And brother to you as well. Yeehaw! Alex Beckham went out on loan with in the early part of his career, and look what happens to him as Giggs, Butt, and the Neville brothers never went out on loan. Oops. I hear what you're saying about the academy, and I'm all for the youngsters to be bedded in, but not by any possible players. Not everyone will hit the ground running. Of course, but who better to send a message out than Fergie? He knows what he's talking about. But if you have ever seen the documentary '89, the lead up to how George Graham was preparing the players, and we went to Anfield, we had to beat them by 2 clear goals. He said it himself that what people didn't realize is that for a good 2 seasons, we also had our own crop of players before Fergie had those players. So Michael Thomas's, even O'Leary we had. But yeah, doesn't make any sense. If we have these young players, but we're not going to play them, give them a chance, a few minutes or 2 in the first team. If you're not going to do that, then just disband the academy. Get rid of the academy, because it doesn't make any sense. Worse still, when you've got scouts who are saying, look, have a look at this player. Have a look at this player. And you don't look at these players, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm not saying, oh, it's all about the academy. Just play the academy players. Of course, you've got to have a mixture of seasoned players. And I'm sure Arsene Wenger, if he's watching now, would know what I'm talking about. The transition, because after Patrick Vieira left, Fabregas, and he said, actually, there was no one there to help us that transition there. So it has to be a mixture of experienced players as well as the young players. Otherwise, just disband the academy, get rid of it. Does it make any sense? Oops. Oh, sorry, I didn't even finish reading your comment there. I hear what you're saying, but not to buy any possible players, and not everyone will. Oh, I did actually, yeah. We as fans will call the manager's head and the owners to leave if we don't buy, like we did in January of the season before that. Yeah, well, where should you hit somebody who is a millionaire, or who's made their wealth? Where do you hit them? You hit them in the pocket. That's where you hit them. If you really want to get these people out, just hit them in the pocket. Just cut off the income stream. The merchandise, I've spoken about it so many times before, so I'm not going to get into that. But we have them. But I just think it is time to have a change of ownership. Right. Okay. So that is the breaking news. David Raya has formally been announced as another signing, and good competition for Aaron Ramsdale. Great competition. I was looking at a particular platform this morning, and I was looking at his stats. Good goalkeeper, good stats, good competition. Right. I actually didn't do any work in regards to Kieran Tierney. Is Kieran Tierney going to be going? For me, up until this point, it is only just rumours. It's only rumours so far. Only because I haven't done my homework. I didn't do my homework on that one. All right. Oops. What's this? We have to have that balance, but we do not get the big players, then we will expect the manager to perform with the experienced players. Um, but Glenn, let me ask you this question: have we got in the big players? I mean, I know Declan Rice has got that price tag, and that's going to weigh heavy on his shoulders. But when you look at the players who we've signed, so your Declan Rice, your Kai Havertz, your David Raya, who's the other player? I can't remember the other player that we got there. But when you look at those players there, can you honestly say, hand on heart, that we've got the big game changers now at Arsenal? I personally, I just don't see it. And just talking about the some videos I was watching earlier this afternoon, there's been some talk about Sofian Amrabat. I would love Sofian Amrabat. I would have loved him at Arsenal. But what I didn't realise, again, doing the homework on Sofian Amrabat, I didn't realise this. He also has a history of being injured. So I'm going to ask myself this question. Alex, knowing what you know now, would you still gone in to buy a Sofian Amrabat? Probably not. Probably not. We can't have players with, with in that price range. I mean, probably talking about maximum £45 million, maybe £50 million. But then he's out injured. He's no use to us. And I've said that so many times about Thomas Partey. Good player, not a defensive midfielder, more of an attacking minded midfielder, but no use to us if he's injured, much like Kieran Tierney. So, knowing what I know now, I probably would not have brought Kieran Tierney. I would not even think about looking at Sofian Amrabat because of the history of being injured. Having said that, I agree that the youngsters must be filtered. However, we are a hard bunch to please. We are, absolutely, man. It's just like wherever the wind blows, we go in that direction, isn't it? Yeah. So those of you just kind of tuning in now, it's probably going to run for maybe another 10 more minutes before I'm going to head out. The latest news, or the breaking news at least, is that David Raya has now been rolled out as officially as the latest sign that Arsenal have made. £3 million loan, season-long loan, with the option to make it a permanent deal. And I think that's a good deal, actually. It's a good deal because who knows what might happen with Aaron Ramsey. He said, bring it on. And I've actually done it myself. I'll come into a club and I've deposed the number one goalkeeper. So it's competition, isn't it? So you never know. At the end of the season, he might actually feel like, oh, I'm off. In which case, we have the number one goalkeeper in David Raya. Yeah. So that's the latest news there. Breaking news, actually. What else do we have here? Glenwyn, you're dominating the live chat, man. That's all right, man. Obviously, we as fans have our own players that we would like to see, and yes, we don't know the history of those players, but we take it at what we see they do in other teams. The thing is, I know we spoke about this on WhatsApp, Glenwyn. I think it was Glenwyn or somebody else. What Kai Havertz has done at Chelsea is what he did at Chelsea. What Kai Havertz needs to do now is at Arsenal. I don't want him to replicate what he did at Chelsea at Arsenal. We've got to see a vastly improved Kai Havertz. If he's got talent can only take you so far. You've got to have determination and the right mindset to take you through those periods of time. Because I can see that he's lost his confidence. So I'm going to try and not go in hard on him, much like I did with the X-Man, but only because of what he did all those years ago when he was playing against Crystal Palace. He told everyone to adios. But yeah, he'll need time. He'll need time. So who knows how Timber, Rice, and Havertz will fare in Arsenal shirts this season? We don't. What we've seen in the clubs they've played in is all we have. And that's what I've just said, isn't it? Without even reading it, that's what I've just said. These players, what they did in their previous clubs, I mean, you could probably say Declan Rice, we need to see him replicate that. But it's a different setup, different teammates, and I just kind of get the feeling that he's been asked to do something different, be further up the field. Do I agree with that? He should be a deep line midfielder. Let Thomas Partey do all that in front of him, but sit deep. Sit deep, because we've got a Kai Havertz who will probably do the interceptions. We've got a Martin Odegaard. We've got a Gabriel Martinelli who can do that there. But Declan Rice for me should be a deep lying midfielder. Don't go, marauding and leaving the back door open, because when the back door was open, anybody can come in your house, sit there, have a cup of tea, wait for you to come home, and I wouldn't like that. All right. Oops. Okay. All right. Are we finished? I think we'll probably finish around 27 minutes and then some change. I will not be back later on this evening. I think I've done my fair share for humanity. I have. I even did a morning show with my mum just watching me there. And I know what she was thinking. What is this boy on? What is he doing? But it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Okay. So that is it. So the day that we find out now that we did get another signing in David Raya, another number one goalkeeper, Ramsdale. What are you about now? What can you do now? What can you achieve now? Yeah, it's up for grabs now. Anyhow, I'm such a joker. My mum would say, such a joker. I said it didn't. Yeah. Havertz is an Arsenal player now, so he's to understand what Mikel Arteta wants. But what if I was thinking about this the other day? Going, what if he's telling him doesn't make any sense, and it's confusing him because it's not clear what he's asking him to do, or what he's asking him to do is probably not the right thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Forget what I just said there. Forget it. Doesn't make any sense. All right. So that is it. I will be back tomorrow morning, giving some more live news at least. Most likely it will be from my mum's house, but maybe from a different room. Maybe the conservatory, or maybe outside. But who knows? You won't know if you don't tune in tomorrow. You gotta tune in tomorrow. You gotta tune in tomorrow. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss out, and we don't want you to miss out. We are not asking for people to subscribe anymore. What I am asking is just click the like button. Click the like button. It says it right there. Any more thoughts? Any more questions before we end this show? 1 minute after the hour. Oh, someone just sent me a message there. Don't send me messages and don't call me whilst I'm live. So let me give you a quick heads up what's going to be happening for the next few days. So today is Tuesday. So be prepared for a lot more of this. Double headers, one show in the morning, one in the evening or late afternoon, and some pre-recorded bits and pieces somewhere in between there. I've been uploading and talking about Urin Timber. I haven't done a Mohhamed Kudus just yet. And that's going to be it until we get to the point where we end the transfer window, or the silly season as I like to call it, and then we get back to doing the flagship show of Channel 4 TV, which is the Easy Talk, coming right back at you, coming to a cinema near you every Friday. But that's like 2 weeks away. It's been a good break. It's been a good break. What's this one? Well, he did it in the Forest game, so we hope it can work. Well, we can only hope. We can only hope. But as I say, it is the hope that kills you, isn't it? Anyway, I'm out of here with my red and white cap. It's not for Arsenal reasons. It's for political reasons. The things I have to do. Anyway, this has come to an end. This cannon fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.